Okay, let's just jump right in. Because right now, happening just beneath the surface of our everyday lives, a massive transformation is underway. It's this hidden network of digital money, of new rules, and it's building what we're calling the invisible economy. And look, that might sound a little dramatic, but it's really not an exaggeration. This is a revolution that isn't being televised, But it is, without a doubt, redefining how money works, how wealth gets created, and who actually holds the power. So, what is this invisible economy? Well, picture a financial system that has no borders, and it's powered entirely by things like blockchain and crypto. It's a world where computer code, not giant corporations, is the ultimate go-between. Seriously, think about it. Every time you tap your banking app or send money to a friend, you're plugging into the traditional system of banks and regulators. But this new economy, it's being built right alongside it, in parallel. And it lets anyone, anywhere, send value without having to ask for permission from some central gatekeeper. These four pillars, this is really the core DNA of the whole thing. It's about you having individual control over your own assets. It's not transactions that are truly borderless. Moving money from New York to Nairobi is as easy as sending a text. Access is permissionless, meaning all you need is a phone. And maybe the biggest one of all, trust is shifted away from old school institutions and put directly into code that anyone can see and verify. So why is this alternative system gaining so much steam? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. It's tackling the problems that have driven people crazy about traditional finance for decades. For a whole lot of people, this isn't just a cool alternative. It's a necessary upgrade. And I mean, just look at the difference. It's night and day. In the old world, institutions are in control. In the new one, individuals are. Over there, you need permission to play. Over here, it's open to everyone. But the real game changers, speed and cost. We're talking about going from waiting days for a transfer to just a few minutes and replacing those annoying high fees with something way, way cheaper. And these aren't just minor headaches. Take those high fees. The World Bank says the average cost to send just $200 across the border is over 6%. That's a massive tax on people who are just trying to support their families. Slow settlements clog up business, and the fact that over 1 billion adults don't even have a bank account, that's a huge barrier to progress. These are the exact pain points this invisible economy is designed to fix. Okay, right. So, if there are no banks, no clearinghouses, no one officially in charge, what stops the whole system from just becoming total chaos? Where does trust come from? Well, the secret sauce here is blockchain. At its heart, it's just a shared database, like a digital receipt book that everyone in the network keeps a copy of. It's this really clever way to build trust using transparency and math instead of relying on a middleman. Let's walk through it real quick. So you start a transaction. It gets blasted out to a global network of independent computers. These computers all race to check if it's legit. Once they agree, your transaction gets bundled into a block with a bunch of others. Then that block gets locked onto the chain before it, creating a permanent, tamper-proof record. That whole process is why you don't need a bank to sign off on it. But here's where it gets really, really cool. This new engine of trust is doing way more than just moving money around. It's creating entire marketplaces that literally could not have existed before. Markets that are open to anyone 24/7 and are unlocking totally new ways for people to earn a living. I mean, we're talking about opportunities that go way beyond a typical 9 to 5. You can do something called staking, which is kind of like earning dividends for helping to keep a network secure. If you're an artist, you can get paid automatically every single time your art is resold. You can even act like your own mini bank, lending out your assets and earning interest. Or you could provide liquidity, which is a bit like being the currency exchange at the airport and getting a tiny fee on every trade. And all of this is happening inside this huge, growing ecosystem. You've got decentralized finance, or DeFi, which is basically rebuilding Wall Street, but without the suits. You've got NFTs for everything from art to memberships. You've got direct peer-to-peer trading. You can even own a tiny piece of a skyscraper. And the craziest part? These markets, they never sleep. Now, you can't have this kind of explosive, borderless growth without a little bit of conflict, right? The rise of this invisible system has basically set the stage for a giant, global tug-of-war over the future of finance itself. So on one side, you have governments. They want to keep control over money for all the usual reasons: taxes, security, stability. But on the other side, you have this new system, which is pretty much designed from the ground up to operate outside of those controls. What we're watching happen in real time is this massive clash between the old order and this new, permissionless world. So, how do you even begin to navigate all this? Well, it all starts with just learning. Get a handle on the absolute basics, like what a digital wallet is. Then, and this is super important, start small. Experiment with a little bit of money you'd be okay with losing. Learn how to tell the good projects from the bad ones. And above all, manage your risk. This is not the place to bet your life savings. Look, at the end of the day, this isn't about trying to predict the future. It's about understanding what's happening right now. The invisible economy, it's already here. It's working away in the background, quietly changing things. You might not be able to see it, but you definitely can't afford to ignore it. So the only real question left is, are you ready for it?